Hello everyone! This is a video about finding two sources and writing a research-based persuasive essay. So you've written a persuasive essay before, but you are going to now write a persuasive essay that includes information from two other sources. So you are going to make sure that your essay is in conversation with other people's thoughts. Here's a list of places to find sources. You can use one of the articles we read in English 099, especially if one of the topics of those articles is the same or similar to what you're writing about. You can also use an article we read in 099 if the author makes a point that you would like to include in your essay. Maybe the author's paper is about deadbeat parents, but he or she makes an excellent point about funding needs, and you are writing a paper that's about persuading people about funding. So you're going to then use that article to help your argument. You can Google with a reputable source, and by that I just mean you can type in your topic and then type in something like Psychology Today, which is a pop culture psychology magazine that has some pretty good information for many topics you might be writing about. You could type in New York Times, which is a newspaper that might also have interesting information to help your argument. You can type in Washington Post. That's another great resource that you can use. So you can Google that. You can Google your topic with one of those words. You can also use something called Google Scholar, which is a place where there are more scholarly or professional essays about various topics. The reading level on those can be somewhat challenging, but you can certainly look there if you would like to. You can use Wikipedia, and you might be thinking to yourself, wait, what? Like, I can't use Wikipedia? Now, Wikipedia, you shouldn't use the regular text of Wikipedia for information for a paper because it can change, people can modify it, it's not necessarily reliable. But at the very end of Wikipedia, there's a list of sources that can be very helpful. And since that, you may not have seen that, I'm just going to show you right now what that looks like. So we're going to go to Wikipedia, and then we're going to go to a topic. So maybe our topic is going to be race in America. Big topic. Okay, race and ethnicity in the United States. So what you would do is you would scroll down to the very bottom, and then you would see there are all these articles here that were used to cite the Wikipedia entry. So you might be able to look at these either for inspiration or something that you can use to cite in your piece. Okay. This is about race, ethnicity, and language in healthcare. So that could be something interesting to use. If you have this looks like it's a little bit more complicated in its writing. And if that's the case, what you can do is maybe read the first page and see if there is something that might be useful to you just in the beginning of it, if it takes you a while to really read and integrate the information. You can also do a Command F search. That's very funny. House special fried rice. So maybe you're writing a persuasive essay about house special fried rice. That's what I had for dinner tonight. So I'm just kidding about that. So you can type in what you're actually interested in. So maybe you type in race and race. Maybe you're interested in women. Let's see if there's anything there. Maybe just type in women in general. Let's see. There we go. Women and vitamin D deficiency, right? Like you can do this Command F, and then you can see where certain search terms appear. So in any case, you can use Wikipedia for that. You can also use the CCP library database. So there's a lot of information there, and it may be helpful just to begin to think about that database. You'll use it in 101, 108, and you'll certainly use it when you get to English 102. So how do you get to those articles on the CCP database? Well, you're going to go to your My CCP, and then you're going to go to Student Quick Links. Then you're going to click on Library. And it will come up. Okay. And then you can click, you can just type right into the search box what you're looking for if you want to. And this will give you stuff like books as well. So you might want to just go to databases. You can go to the A to Z list. And then if you click on J, JSTOR is like a really great one to start with. It's just a collection of really good academic articles. So you can type in like race and education, for example, and then you could submit your search. And then you can see a bunch of, here we go. So the unique challenges of race education. What does it mean to be white? Developing white racial literacy. And a lot of times, let's see, we'll see if this pops up. So a lot of times you'll be able to view the whole PDF right there. But if you can't, you can click on a box, which will say, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so you can click on all content or content I can access if it gives you that option. You can modify your search. Yeah, there we go. It's already on there as content I can access. You can narrow your results. Just, if you need to narrow them, you can make your keywords even more specific. So that's a little bit about how you do that. You can use that if you're interested in getting a sense of it. Other things you can do, you can ask a friend. One of your sources can be information that a friend tells you, or somebody who's a peer tells you. So you can do that for one of your sources. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So how do you write your research-based persuasive essay? Well, as you know, there are many different ways to write a persuasive essay, also called an argument essay. But if the acronym strategy worked for you, here's how you would do it for your research-based persuasive essay. So you'd start with the contradiction or what the opposite side thinks. Then write your thesis statement, which is your overall opinion and the 4 examples that you're going to be talking about in your essay. Sometimes when you have more than 3 examples, your professor will want you to write just your opinion and then make sure in your topic sentences to mention your opinion and then each example you're going to talk about. So, since this is a persuasive essay that includes outside sources, you're going to have 2 paragraphs that are hamburger paragraphs that either include quotations, paraphrases, or summaries. So you would write your topic sentence for your first body paragraph, which would be your opinion and your first example. Then you'd write your introduction to the quotation that you're using, the quotation with your citation, an explanation of the quotation, and a link to your thesis statement. Your next paragraph would have your topic sentence, which is your opinion and your next example, a mention of it. Then you talk about your example and link to the thesis. And then the next paragraph would be another sandwich. So you would do, just like with the other one, your topic sentence, which is your opinion plus third example, just a mention of it. And then you're going to do introduction to, maybe it's another quotation, maybe it's a paraphrase with citation, explanation of paraphrase, and then link to thesis. Okay, and then you're going to write your last body paragraph, and that's going to be your topic sentence, your opinion, and your fourth example. Then an explanation of your opinion, okay, relating to that example, and then link to the thesis. And then in your conclusion, you're going to restate your thesis, emphasize examples, give something for the reader to think about, and then tie it all together. Okay? You can also make a more traditional outline, going to write Roman numerals and letters to indicate subcategories. You can do an idea web if you'd like to get your ideas out that way to brainstorm. At this point in the course, you likely have some strategies that work really well for you. So you should really harness those strategies, really think about what is going to work best for you as you write a well-structured, grammatically sound, and interesting research-based persuasive essay. Good luck.